righty. And today's Friday, May 29th at 7:29. Almost 7:30. And this is Get Soft in the Morning. And we are hot. And the story of the morning is Costco. Because they had earnings, and it does look like Costco rose slightly after hours after a report noted increased store visits and higher gas prices. Shares had dipped earlier, but are about 17% year to date. What the fuck does that? Why would you say something year to date now after just talking about? Anyway, they started filing tariff refund claims. Are they going to put those savings? Are they going to turn those savings back to the customers? Ridiculous. Anyway, so Costco actually trading down a little bit, 988.54. Really no there. Other than that, just another explosive day all the way across the universe here in the chip and memory and techie, whatever, you name it. If they make chips, whether it's storage, memory, or what have you, for even your pornographic robots, they have just been killing it. So we're down to SanDisk, AMD, SanDisk, Seagate. I see even Broadcom is actually up even pre-market. Even the mighty NVIDIA actually put in a green day yesterday, which it's been having a lot of problems. NVIDIA has not been moving with the rest of the fleet, so to speak. So there's that. And then Micron, wow, a down day. Holy crap. What are we going to do? And then Intel also a little bit of a down day. On the plus side, Mongo kind of carrying some positive news from Snow on their side, up whopping 10%. But put it in perspective, they did smash it the previous days before, so it's really only back to where it once was. But I do have this on the list. I am still bullish on Mongo. Getting a little less so, though, as we get back up closer to 350 here. I do think that, I was going to say, it's about halfway back. I'm going to probably start peeling off, and I actually tried to yesterday. I didn't have much success, but I'm going to start peeling off some of my longs here up near 350 on Mongo. All-time record highs for Mongo up in the 440, 445 range there. So it does have some room to go to the upside. And it's about right in the middle of where it's been price-wise over the last year or so. And then the mighty Oracle, back from the ashes. Anyone with the balls to buy it down there in the 130 to the 150 range, hats off to you. It's up again today. And the mighty Oracle just looking pretty solid and strong after the famous email that was sent. But that continues to do well. IBM as well, another one I have on the list, but it is getting a bit frothy. It's up quite a bit pre-market. Again today, it is, as this gets closer and closer to $3 bills, I'm going to start peeling off my positions because, again, this gets up near its all-time record highs, 319 and 24 or so. It gets frothy. And the mighty Microsoft, finally, Mr. Softy finally making a comeback, up again. Actually, no, it's up again today, 430. As I mentioned, my target short term here is only about 450 here on Mr. Softy. I'm not going to get crazy and think it's going back to 5. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But for my trades, I'm actually going to start peeling stuff off, when this gets back up near 450. And we're not very far away from that. And if it continues to trade the way it has, it's not going to take very long for it to get there. And then putting it in perspective, it's really only back to where it once was before the big push higher and the big push lower. So it's basically back where it's been from 2025, and it has made up its lows. And so you could feasibly now, prove out that this was, a pretty traditional double bottom here, and it did bounce. Everything looks great when you look to the right on your chart. While this was going on, there wasn't too many people saying, like, oh, yeah, it's going to bounce, right? They're all saying that, oh, it's probably going to come down here to the 350 level and then, do whatever. But it didn't quite make it. Anyway, there's that story. And then Amazon, the news here is basically the rocket blowing up. I mean, I've seen 100 videos of that now. Their rocket blowing up. And, it's not their rocket. It's Bezos. But, look, it comes out of Amazon. What is it? I don't even know what the hell the name of that was. It Blue Origin explosion is bad for Amazon and these space stocks. Ooh. I mean, whatever. Why? Because Barron said so. Now all of a sudden it's bad for space stocks. Ooh. I don't know. It's just sensationalized journalism is just a fucking joke. So anyway, there's that going on with Amazon. It is getting hit a little bit. It's down a couple of bucks. Snow, it is up again today, 242. I'm short, and I'm kind of getting hit a bit. I'm short the 240 put, 240 calls. I'm down like 180. 180? I don't even know. Is it that much? It's going to be a little bit more. 138. So I am short the 240. Or no, I'm short the 230, 240 call spread. Yes, little in the money. I have a little bit more room to go on this. I mean, I can hang in there. I got 20 days. I'll put it this way. When I sell this or buy this back for a loss, Snow will go down. So I will let you know when that happens, and then maybe you can short it. But I'm short. I shorted that news, and it's not working out too good right now. But that being said, it's lifted all the software stocks. They were all up yesterday. ServiceNow, Workday, CRM's still a piece of shit. An absolute piece of junk. This thing can't even get out of its own way. Even though it has earnings and it grows its earnings, it just cannot seem to please Wall Street for any reason. And I don't think there's anything they do at this point. I think it's one of those companies, folks, that they're kind of in it's kind of like the Cisco syndrome. And if anybody knows about Cisco during the, probably from like 2005 to about maybe 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, Cisco, the router company, literally went nowhere. CSCO literally did nothing. I mean, the stock was the epitome of just, dead money for the longest time. I mean, here it is here. Historically, for literally almost a decade, it literally ran from $60 to $30, and it didn't go anywhere. It's kind of similar to Oracle, too. Oracle kind of had the same problem. But I kind of think CRM's going through that here with their kind of go of it. And it seems like there's a little bit of a Dow curse going on, because the minute they put this thing in the Dow is when it kind of died. And you still don't, look, I get what they try and do, but you should have never took Exxon out of the freaking Dow. I mean, Exxon's been in the Dow forever, and you kind of kick them out, and you put this fucking dirtbag, long-haired dirtbag in here. And I don't know. I mean, to me, that was kind of like a slap in the face. Anyway, but Salesforce still not able to get out of its own freaking way. And we will see. But everything across the board, you name it, tech-wise, all had a good day. We had Palantir, which, is down for the year, but is kind of perking up. And we'll see what happens with Palantir here. It needs to really hold these 140 price levels before it makes another leg up, because we do have my magic trend line here, of course. And if this trend line does not become support, it's pretty critical for Palantir if they really want to muster, any kind of return for the year. Because I know year to date, it's down pretty significantly, and that number looks pretty horrible. But when you compare that to how it did last year, the only people that really are pissed off about it being 140 is anyone who bought it over like $190 and $200. Everybody else is pretty happy with what's been going on with it. So anyway, that's kind of the story there. And Apple is doing what Apple does, and Apple just kind of grinds it out, man. They just continue to keep grinding it out. Time after time after time. It is kind of a remarkable story when you look at it. But no trades. Like, again, in all of these stocks, I mean, if I were a trading person, I mean, I don't trade ServiceNow, and if I did, I would probably be shorting a lot of these at this point, because, again, as I said, I don't see, although they are kind of posting revenue growth and they seem to be doing the things that you would believe are good, they're just in a space that is just going to, their market share and space is just going to deteriorate year after year after year with the advent of AI. It's just, they're in that kind of business that AI is going to absorb and reduce almost everything that they do as a software company. And, even though they're all making these deals and saying, we're going to introduce, basically, we're going to put an agent and connect it to our shitty software. I mean, it's not going to, I don't think it's going to save them. Although they are getting a little bit of benefits from the Snowflake kind of earnings and Amazon kind of investing in them, I don't know. Again, I don't think it's sustainable. And the price reflects that. I mean, look, these are up relative to where they've been down, but look where they were just over a year ago, and look where they are now, and they are all literally just sliced and diced more than in half of where they were from their all-time highs. So that's it's not good. It's not good. So although these are good, I think probably these turned out to be really nice short-term trades. I think long run down the road, I just don't see the there. If I was going to be sticking to some software companies, I'd be sticking to Palo Alto Networks because, again, all these companies, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike in particular, they have a kind of lead in for a lot of the cybersecurity stuff that I think is really where the growth is in that software model. So anyway, and these continue to be powerhouses. Unfortunately, there really is been no entry point for either of these over the last month and a half or 2 months. There's just been no entry for them. And I'm not going to go and buy anything that's, busting down all-time highs. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent, and just not going to do it. One good thing is I do think, next week, a couple of these announced earnings, like CrowdStrike is next week, and I think Palo Alto as well. So we'll have a couple of earnings trades next week in Palo Alto and CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is a pretty decent one to trade. So that's it as far as like stocks. Tesla is kind of on the mend. This one's kind of hurting me a little bit. I actually sold some calls in Tesla so I sold some covered calls in Tesla, and I believe it was the 400s. And they were doing pretty good. And then this latest move to the upside in the last couple of weeks in Tesla has kind of screwed that up. But hey, they're all not winners, folks. They're just not. I hate to break the news. You have to break some eggs to make an omelet, man. And and I break a lot of eggs. But and I don't eat really that many omelets, but needless to say, there's a metaphor. Walmart, I think if there's one that's kind of sticking everyone in the face here, I think Walmart continues to be a strong buy, especially as long as it stays above like this 115. I think Walmart is a good move here. It did have a big run. It did get up to 130, right? Big fall off after earnings because it was mainly their guidance and some other bullshit. Who knows? You know what I mean? They probably wanted it to tank so they could do a buyback. Who knows really what the story is? But I still think Walmart is a good spot here for a buy. It is one of the ones on my list, the Get Soft list. This is what I have here. My longs are IBM, which that one's running out of steam. Walmart, Mr. Softy, Mongo say, Mongo only pawn in game of life. CCJ, also along, which is Cameco. And then my shorts are Snow, Egg on Face, TJ Maxx, I'm still short that, and IGV, and then NBIS. I keep calling it NBIS. It's Nebius Systems or Nebius whatever. What is it? I don't even know what the fuck name. Who cares what the name of the company is? I know what they do and the way I'm trading it. And this one's been a neutral trade, and it still continues to be a neutral trade. And I'm going to trade it that way. And that's it. That's really all I have. I have nothing new to add. Also, wait. Also on the list, I have Costco. I got Costco. And I did Costco as a neutral. And what I did in Costco is I did what I said I was going to do yesterday. And it's going to turn out that this one is not going to be too bad today. It's actually going to work out. So I sold the Iron Condor. I did the 950, 945, 1075, 1080. I did the June. And that's what it looks like. And we are right in the wheelhouse of that price range, well in the wheelhouse of that price range. And so we should, volatility still hasn't collapsed. So I'm hoping that will, right? We're hoping that that volatility will collapse come the open. And that's what we will be looking for. That's what we be looking for. I don't know why that did not advanced bracket contingent on price. There's no. It just says and now. I never really looked at that, and I don't know why it doesn't have the. I don't know why it doesn't have the strikes in there. I don't know. I don't understand that. Why does it not have the? Why does it not have the strikes in there? It should, right? That's weird. I kind of thought that if it was going to do an analysis, it would actually have put the trade in there. I've never used this. That was the first time I ever seen that and used that. So I'm surprised it doesn't have. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't have that. Yeah, I don't know why that doesn't have that in there. That's just odd. I just find that very odd. That it wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, it's just very weird. I don't know. I kind of thought it would put the strikes in there. Anyway, so that's the trade that I have on for Costco, and likely I'm going to. Hopefully, this volatility is going to collapse on the open, and I'm going to buy it back, and everybody's going to go on and live a life of religious fulfillment. So there's that. So these are the ones on the list. Again, not a big list. As I mentioned, I'm kind of trying to stick to a set list and a small list. I don't want to have like a gazillion stocks that I'm trading, because to me it's too ridiculously overwhelming. And then I'm not always going to be looking for what's moving today and like, we're going to buy weekly calls and I'm going to put it on Twitter and you know what I mean? I just, and then we're going to make a big fucking deal about it, even though we didn't buy it, but we said we were, and we really didn't buy it, but we're going to make a big deal about it on Twitter and Instagram and post about how much money it's like, oh my God, when does this end, man? When does it end? I don't know. And even Meta seems to be on the mend, but I don't know. I'm actually beginning to look at Meta, and it's kind of counter to, I have a couple of positions in Meta. They're not doing very well. You can see I'm down $189. I'm in all longs, and you see I'm way out there in time. I'm out in December. But with that being said, I'm kind of looking at Meta. I think it's a short here. I think Meta could possibly be setting up for a short. I'm not really satisfied with, let's see, with the Douchey Bank. What's Douchey Bank say? Douchey Bank forecasts Meta premium app tiers could add blah, 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 propaganda. Probably. So Douchey Bank actually has a position in Meta, and so they're trying to justify that whatever they're doing in their app tiers with their new pricing model is going to add right Douchey Bank. So fuck Douchey Bank, right? Whatever, Douchey Bank. So Douchey Bank's talking their book. I don't know. I don't particularly like it. It really has not done much of anything all year. In fact, it's pretty much right in the middle. Here's your all-time record highs up here: $797, almost $800, trading at $635. It's up a couple bucks today. I don't know. I think it actually fills this gap here. I think it does eventually fill this gap, and then I think maybe it kind of blows its brains out at that point. Should probably even use that term, but it's not politically correct. I do like it. I do like it short here, 682. I don't really think there's much. No, there's no volatility in here, so you really can't do much. And then historically, volatility is about where it is. And so I don't know if there's even really a trade in Meta here and now. Now, if this was in the 40s, if volatility was in the 40s, I might consider it. But I don't know. This is actually showing that it's down, and the other, was I just daydreaming, or was that showing that it was? Oh no, it is down. I thought it was up. It's six. It's down, dummy. You what a retard. I'm not even allowed to say that anymore. They're special. That's right. You're not a retard. I'm special. I am special. I am definitely special. I've been special for a long time. My parents used to always tell me how special I was when they used to call me a retard when I was a kid. So I mean, I didn't know. I didn't know I was special, and now I know. It is down, so I really wouldn't want to do anything today. Douchey Bank. I don't know if there's really anything to do. I don't know if I'd want to get short today on a down day. I don't know if there's any there. If I did do anything, it'd be in August. I would probably go to August. There's not enough volatility to really sell anything. But I really wouldn't be adverse to selling some calls up here at 700. I'd just like to see what I could get. Actually, that's a pretty nice premium. I don't know. They're actually going to be a little cheaper. That's a pretty nice premium. They're looking at an $89 move out in August. This is out in time, though, to be selling calls in August. Usually if you're going to sell calls as opposed to selling puts, usually going to do it in a shorter time frame. At least that's been my kind of game plan. I just don't think you're going to get any money. I don't think you're going to get any money. Yeah, you're not. There's not enough money there to do anything in June. Again, I'm just kind of like wheeling here, trying to see if there's something to do. And I would do that. I would actually go out here. I wouldn't have a problem selling this call. Selling the 700, 705, inside the expected move, well inside the expected move out in August at 88. Being able to do that for $1.50 kind of buys you a little time as well for Meta to kind of marinate a little. And for me, again, this is kind of selfish of me, but for me, this is actually a good trade because this neutralizes my long, right? Because I'm net long in my positions in Meta, right? Here's my Meta position, right? This is the one thing that's nice about Tasty Trade, right? My overall effective delta is about 387. And my beta weighted is 128. And if I were to go in here and look at the beta weight here and my delta here, this actually neutralizes some of my positive delta. So I actually could see myself doing this trade. So I'm actually gonna do that today. I kind of like that. Again, this is selfish on my part because I'm already long. If you're not already long, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you are long some Meta, I think that's actually a pretty nice trade. Again, to like neutralize a little bit of the delta that you have. And maybe get on the bench here a little bit with, get on the train a little bit on the Meta to the downside. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. And so that's it. And then let's switch gears. I think I went about 30 minutes, which is good. I'm going to look at some futures. Traded gold last night, and I was actually pretty happy with the outcome. I traded gold two ways. I got long gold last night, and I caught nice rally up. I caught this rally up last night, but then I sold up here, and I caught this ride down, and I caught it about the same way on each side, and made a couple $100, and I was pretty happy. It was the first time in a while that I actually, traded gold two-sided and made money. And then it continued to run upward, and now we're trading 45.69 in the gold, up 35 cents or $35, whatever. But 35 and gold, on the mend. No sooner I said yesterday, you could probably pull it up, and gold looking like it was ready to just kind of fall into the earth. I don't think it's over yet. I mean, it still hasn't recovered everything. It's got to break. Again, it's got to break back above this line. And this needs to become support for gold to kind of change trajectory. But it is on the mend. And it's likely because crude oil is trading now $87. And it looks like whatever's going on over in the Middle East is slowly kind of, or at least not being impactful on the markets. It seems to be kind of going away. So that was gold. And I don't see anything today. I wouldn't trade gold today, only because I always like trading gold in the off hours at night. I always find it to be a better trade after hours than I do during the trading day. So let's look at the NASDAQ. I think we did break. Yeah, we did break all-time highs again. We are getting very close to it again here. Likely it's a Friday, last day of the month. I assume they're probably going to blow through this and blow through these highs today, and paste another, all-time record high just for the record books, and make, May, sell in May and go away, and not something that anybody's going to be proud of, because you definitely, if you sold in May and you went away, you left a lot of profits on the table, because May turned out to be a pretty good month. So anyway, no there. Again, I cannot trade these markets. I don't think anybody's doing anyone justice. I keep repeating this, and I will keep repeating it. If you're following along with a lot of these social media stars out there, they are not doing anybody any favors right now trading these markets, because I'm watching the way they're trading. And quite frankly, there's nobody in their right mind that's trading real money. And I'm talking money in your account like this, right? This is money. This is real. These are real accounts. These are not fucking fake. These aren't prop money. This is real money that's traded. There's nobody in their right mind. I don't care how much fucking money you have. They're not trading an account like that. That's real. You're just winging it, and you're wheeling it, and I could just see it the way they're trading, because the size is ridiculous that they're trading, and the reversals of the trades that they're taking just tells me that they're just looking to wheel it again. They're just slinging hash, and they're not doing anybody any favors trading that way. And so for you young folks out there, trading, look, it looks great on the P&L, And, you know, I can honestly say I've traded some of these prop accounts the same way. Because again, it's fake. It's a fucking sim account. So why wouldn't you just sling it like that? But to be out broadcasting out live, folks, out like that and trading like that and trying to tell people you're trying to teach them, that's bad. It's bad. It's a bad look. I'm sorry. I don't want to call people out, but it's a bad look, and it's not something you should be teaching people who are new what to do. And and again, it looks great on the P&L when you say you made a few $100 or whatever it is, but no one in their right mind is trading a real account like that, where you're taking a long trade and then you're quickly reversing it and going the other way, full boat, right? So say you're trading 10 contracts, and then you're totally reversing and going the other way because you see, like nobody's trading real money that way. You're just not. Anyway, so just be aware of that. And so I just think, the way these markets are trading right now, whether it's the NASDAQ, and everybody loves trading the NASDAQ, and I just think you need to kind of look, if you're really new and you want to learn, don't trade the NASDAQ. Don't trade the NASDAQ. I know it's sexy and it's interesting, and all the young prop firm dudes out there with their big broadcasts and their fucking affiliate links and all this other shit. And I know they're all trading the NASDAQ, man. But you know what? If you're new or newer and you haven't been around doing this for a while, don't trade the NASDAQ. Trade the ES. Trade the ES. Trade micros. Trade the Russell. But don't trade the NASDAQ, because you know what? You're just going to burn through prop accounts like a madman. And you don't have to ask me. Just go watch some of these guys, some of these prop firm broadcasts, because I watch a lot of them. Not entirely, but I usually take 10 or 15 minutes out of my day and watch a number of them, and I see all these people, they're all trading the NASDAQ, right? And it seems like every day I look and they're in a different valuation account. It's not even the same one. And how do I know? Because I look at loss limit, I look at what the account name is, and I try and focus on that, and I want to see, are these people trading the same account day after day, or are they just riding in another one? And a lot of times I see they're all in a new, it's like every single day it's a different fucking account, which tells me that they're either blowing them up or they're just some house account that the prop firm is giving them to trade in for that day. Look, you might not think that's a big deal, but it is, because if you have no vested interest in that account, what are you going to give a shit whether or not it's making money or not? And so it's going to definitely change your decision-making process, because you're not going to likely take those trades if you have a vested interest in an account. If it's just a fucking throwaway account, you don't give a fuck. And then you're being paid to fucking be on these broadcasts to trade. So what are you going to do? Of course you're going to trade. Of course you're going to say, yeah, I'm going to take this position here. And you're like, and I look at comments and people are like, well, what's the fucking reasoning behind that? Like, you just said that you were waiting for a reversal and we didn't even get it. And then now you're just going long or going short. Just be aware, folks, that, all the world's a stage, and there's a lot of showmanship and theater being put on in a lot of these broadcasts. And it's sad. And it really is sad, because, I think the intentions were probably good at the start. And it's come to the realization that, these people that they have deemed, so-called experts or whatever, are probably just as good as a majority of other folks out there, and they're not doing anything any different. It's just how their showmanship and how the theater is being presented makes them appear to be better than you, and it's not. It's not. So anyway, be aware of that. And again, I don't think any of these markets are worth trading, is what the purpose of that whole rant was, because I just don't think any of these places are doing anyone justice, especially younger people and newer people, not even just newer, younger people, but I know there's people even my age who just started doing this. They're not really setting a good precedent of what you should be doing when it comes to trading futures. When you trade futures should be an add-on and an additional means of trading the markets to your overall investment strategy. And that's the reality of what futures are. That's how big institutions trade them. They're basically a hedge, right? They're short-term kind of, call it gamble or bet, but they're short-term, adjustments that are made and short-term trades that are made based on someone's overall account, and that's not being presented in all these prop firm. I would call it the hamster wheel of the prop firm business. Unfortunately, because there's a good number of people out there who have just like churned through prop firm accounts, just getting payouts. One thing no one's going to tell you is, like, cost versus return. Like, what did they pay? Like, these people who are getting these payouts, like, what was the cost of payment that they paid for prop firms, for blown accounts, all this? Like, I mean, and all right, you're getting payouts, but have you taken in more than you've spent? And is it about break even? And what's the time frame? Has it taken you 6 years or 8 years to maybe become what they call profitable, where now like you're actually in the green? I mean, I don't think any of that's really discussed at all on just how fucking difficult it is to be just a prop firm trader, because I don't see how you could, because to me, the beauty of my prop firm accounts is that I don't have to trade them every day. I don't make a living off those. So, when I do a trade in there, it's kind of just like, I'm like, all right, that's cool. I feel like I'm going to do a trade today. And if nothing shows up, I don't give a shit. I don't have a broadcast, right? I'm not under the gun. I don't charge people $175 a month to do trades, because like, just imagine, right? You go and you pay some prop firm clown out there who's got affiliate links all over his page when he broadcasts, right? And you're paying him $175 a month, and he only comes through or says maybe shows 5 trades in the month. You're gonna be like, fuck you, dude. The fuck is this? I'm paying $175 a month. I don't need fucking 5 trades a month. I can come up with 5 trades a month myself. I'm paying you $175 to trade every fucking day. And so that's why they trade every day. That's what the reality is because they're under the gun to do so. Not even just for your sake, but contractually what they're selling. And then you think the prop firms are going to give them affiliate links if they're not pushing enough people to their fucking place? I mean, so again, it's a nasty, disgusting world. And I wish it would change, but it doesn't look like it's going to. But it is what it is. So anyway, just do yourself a favor. If you're going to trade today, use small size, trade 1 micro, kind of do it as a because I just think, again, the last month or so, these markets have they've been really bad. And it really hasn't paid. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. I think there is, isn't there something today? Goods trade balance, retail inventories, and wholesale inventories are coming out at 8:30. I don't think any of these are going to move the market at all. But there you have it. And then that is that. And so I went pretty long today, 45 minutes. Wow, what a blabbermouth. And that's it. And then, as I said, I'm going to probably start peeling off some of my trades in like Mr. Softy as we get up. All right, I'm going to start peeling my IBM trades off. Again, that one's looking a little frothy here too. And then even Mongo, as it gets near 350, I'll probably start peeling that one. The only one that's really, I think, staying along is CCJ. And I haven't really talked much about that one, but I do still think that one is still a good long. And it's not just the company, it's like what they do, right? Being the uranium and all that other business, and being in power and all that other stuff. I think that's all going to be a positive going forward for Cameco. And the only downside to it, if there is one, is it is a Canadian company, but who cares? I mean, I don't care where they really are. But I do think that they have, I still think it's a good long here. And volatility still seems to be okay in there. So that's it. That's all I got. Have